Hello everyone, it's Devin Stone and thank you very much for being here with me today. There's so much things going on today with the United States economy, and we need to be vigilant and ready for the things that's about to take place or the things that are taking place. Many people say that a recession is coming. I think the recession is already here. If you go to the grocery store, you can just see for yourself the surge in prices. What you were getting in 2019 for $100 isn't what you're getting today. And that's just at a grocery store level. But there's things that we can do, at least to insulate ourselves to a certain degree so that certain things don't affect us as much. We need to make sure that our finances is something that is always up to par with our lifestyle. There's things that we can do with ourselves to make sure that our finances stay at a point where we're not nervous and scared about what's going on the outside. One of those things I've been thinking about is, will you have work if your job fails? Let's just preface by saying this. I'm the type of person who did not come from much. And maybe it's something within me where I'm constantly thinking that things are not gonna work out, or I need to make sure that I don't depend on people. So there's things that I do to make sure that my finances are good. And one of those things that I do is to make sure that I'm constantly learning new skills. Don't depend on your job. Your job is very different from your work. Your job is where you go to get a salary from an employer. Your work is what you do on your off time. There is a biblical scripture, Ecclesiastes 11 verse 6. It says that in the morning sow thy seed, and in the even withhold not thine hand. For thou knowest not whether shall prosper, either this or that, or whether they shall both be good. Meaning, at least this is the way I take it. Spend an hour every day doing your work. Whatever it is that you enjoy, passions that you might have, spend an hour a day. You can find an hour working on your work. Therefore, if your job fails, at least you still have your work to do. As men, we should always have a skill on the side. You don't know which one is going to be good. So say you're doing 8 hours on your regular 9 to 5, and you're doing 1 hour doing some kind of passion work, whether you're an artist or a painter or whatever the case might be. That side gig, that in time could be more profitable than your 8 hours that you're doing at your job. So always have something that you're doing on the side, learning a new skill and being good at that particular skill. That way, if anything happens in your job, you won't be as nervous as somebody who do not have equitable skills that they can use outside of their job. And these things are very important, and both could be good. You could be doing your passion project or whatever you want to learn on the side, and your job could be giving you promotions also. Because the kind of people who do this kind of stuff are usually hardworking people. If you're supposed to look at your phone, right, and see how much time is wasted every single day on just screen time, you'll be amazed. I just got a new iPhone, and there's a thing that came up on the screen, and it said, for the day, I used, I think it was something like 4 hours of screen time. And me personally, I was mortified because I didn't think I was on the phone that much. And I made it a point for that never to happen again. There's 4 hours I could be putting into myself to ensure that I have more better equitable skills that I could use in the workplace. In 2023 alone, IBM, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and Goldman Sachs had layoffs. And that's in 2023 alone already, and we're just in the month of February. We just entered the month of February. We have to watch these trends because companies are trying to align themselves so that their board is happy with the return on profits. So they're gonna let people go. But I tell you who's not gonna get let go is the people who are needed to make sure those companies run. Because there's always needs and wants. And it's the same thing in the workforce. Who do you need? What skills do we need to be here to make sure that we make a profit? Because that's the purpose of business. It's all about profit. If anybody could do the things that you're doing, sorry, you're just not valuable to the company. You're not valuable to the company. You're wanted. You're not needed. Put value on yourself. Always make sure you're a person of value, that whatever company have you, they need you and they do not want you to go. There's a time in life when I used to think, why is this person making so much money? How is it that they're so successful? I remember a quick story. One time I was in Costco and one of my schoolmates saw me, and we were graduated now for probably about 5 or 7 years, about that time. I saw him in Costco and I said, yo, how you doing, or whatever the case might be. And we started chopping it up. And just talking, he told me that he was making $30-something per hour. I think it was $30 an hour. And at that time, I was making $9.50 an hour. And I was just blown away. It made me change a lot of things about how I viewed life and what I was doing. One, I realized that I was wasting a lot of time. Two, I realized that I definitely wasn't making enough money. But I said, how can he make so much money and I'm not making anything? And I realized it's the skill set. He took his education extremely seriously. He was way further than me in knowledge that he had acquired. And I don't even remember exactly what he was doing for a living, but obviously somebody needed whatever skill that he had to make him be making that kind of money. And I made the kind of money that I was making at $9.50 an hour because I was just working as a delivery person. I'm glad that that situation happened because it made me get off my butt and do things that people needed. I remember I was working 3 jobs at one point just to make ends meet. I tell you right now, the 3 jobs hardly made up to 1, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay? The 3 jobs hardly made up to the salary of 1 good job, right? And I was working like a madman. I thought that it was important to work a lot, but it's not working a lot. It's acquiring skills that people need. And once you're needed in the marketplace, you will be paid what is it that you're worth. And always make sure that you sharpen up your skills. I remember at one point I was a network administrator, and this is something that we had to do constantly because the technology was constantly changing. Every week we had to be brushing up on our Cisco skills and reading and getting periodicals just to make sure that we were on the forefront of what was happening with network administration. Once you put the work in, I guarantee you, you will be paid what you're worth. The marketplace needs people that are good at what they do. Not even good, are great at what they do. There's too much people that's good. We need people that are great. So whatever it is that you choose to do it to the best of your ability. When people think about the service that they need, your name should be what's called. I'm from a Jamaican ancestry, and I realized this also within the Jewish community. And when I was in Jamaica, they used to call my grandfather carpenter. Why? That's what he did. All he did was carpentry, right? So when people needed that particular skills, that's the first thing. They didn't think about Neville Henry. They thought about carpenter, right? They thought about the carpenter. His name was Carpenter first, and that's what they would call him as a nickname. For example, names like Goldstein, right? That's somebody who works with gold. Wesserman, that's somebody who deal with delivering water. Platnik, a carpenter. You want to be the kind of person that is so good at their work. When somebody think about electrician, they think you, right? When people think about whatever it is, your name is what comes up, all right? Pretend you are a walking billboard and you have a shirt that says what you do. So people will always know what it is that you are able to deliver. And when you are able to deliver to a standard that no one can't deny your skills. Put an extra 10% into your finished product. Basically, in a nutshell, I'm just trying to convey to you, there's things that are changing. There's going to be more layoffs. But if you are prepared, if you have skills that are needed within the marketplace, you will not have to worry as much as someone who does not have skill. One of the worst things that can happen to you is you have a family, people that depend on you, and you don't have a skill. Try to limit the time that you do things that are not going to be beneficial for your survival in the future, and try to learn a new skill today. Try to take account of what it is that you're able to supply. So in the next wave of downturns that we have, you are always prepared. You can say, you know what? I've been waiting for something to happen with this job so that I could just do my work. And this is just something that has happened. In 2008, many people, during the recession, many people, even though many people lost money, a lot of people made a lot of money because they left the workforce and did their work. And sometimes things like that gotta happen for you to just get off your butt and do the things that you can do. It's scary to leave a stable job, okay, a job that you think is paying you a lot of money. And I'm guilty of that also. It's very scary to leave when you have a lot of responsibility, but sometimes these things happen. There's downturn in the economy, and it gives you a chance to pivot, right? So now you say, all right, you know what? I've been doing my painting job, and I got 30 customers, and they love me, and they great word of mouth. I keep on getting jobs on the weekends. I'm constantly busy. Usually I have this job here, and I can't do it until the weekend. So maybe I could do these jobs in the weekday, and all of a sudden now you're making more money than you were on your 9 to 5. Like Ecclesiastes 11 verse 6 says, now you have the opportunity. One of these things are working, right? And the opposite could be true. Both things could be doing great. That's enough for me. I think basically get what I'm trying to say. And thanks for joining. If this was of any benefit to you, please like or subscribe. You can watch your other videos. I think I'm getting more used to this thing, right? Speaking into the camera. And I think that the things that I'm saying are things that can be very beneficial to young people. It's just me trying to give a little bit of insight on things, especially when it comes to finances, the economy, trials and tribulations that men might go through. So if you would like to see some of those videos, feel free to look through them. I try to keep them brief because I know that people have things to do, I have things to do, and I definitely do not want to be the kind of person that will have someone viewing videos all day. That's not what I'm here for. I'm basically trying to help young people, especially men, to make better decisions with their lives. Until next time, thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Love, bless, peace.